My name is Tom Brady. You might know the name, the Super Bowls, the records. But do you know the story? Do you know the kid who wasn't supposed to make it? The player everyone wrote off? This is that story. This is how the 199th pick in the NFL draft became the greatest of all time. It all started back in San Mateo, California. I wasn't the star athlete you see on TV now. I was a pretty shy kid, a dreamer for sure, but mostly just a competitor trying to find my place. I was always looking for a team, a field, somewhere I could belong and prove myself. In high school, I was on the field with guys everyone thought were destined for greatness. They had the natural talent, the raw gifts that scouts and coaches drool over. I wasn't that guy. I wasn't the fastest, the strongest, or the one with the cannon arm. The things they were born with, I had to build. Day by day, rep by rep. I didn't have natural gifts, so I spent my time forging my own, piece by piece. My work ethic became my talent. My determination became my strength. Then came college. I went to the University of Michigan, a legendary program, and for the first couple of years, my main position was on the bench. I watched, I waited, and most importantly, I learned. I studied the playbook. I studied the defenses. I studied the starters. I soaked it all in, preparing for a chance I wasn't even sure would come. When I finally won the starting job, it wasn't a guarantee. It was a battle. I had to fight for my spot every single week, proving myself over and over again against guys who were supposedly more talented. That fight taught me a crucial lesson. Nothing is given, everything is earned. After Michigan, it was time for the NFL draft. This was supposed to be the culmination of a lifetime of work. I sat there, watching the picks rollin'. One by one, names were called. Quarterbacks I played against, quarterbacks I knew I could beat. They were faster, they were stronger, they had bigger arms. The experts had their checklists, and I didn't tick all the boxes. 6 rounds went by. 198 players were chosen before me. The phone finally rang. It was the New England Patriots, pick number 199. To the rest of the world, it was an afterthought. A depth signing, a camp arm. The world just shrugged, but I didn't. That number, 199, wasn't an insult. It was fuel. It was the ultimate motivation. I walked into that Patriots facility with a chip on my shoulder the size of a stadium. I knew I had to outwork everyone, so I did. I was the first one in, the last one out. I didn't just study the playbook, I lived it. I devoured game film. I sharpened my mind until it became my most dangerous weapon. I knew I couldn't beat them with my legs or pure arm strength, but I could beat them with my head. I could see the game in a way they couldn't. I could process information faster, make smarter decisions under pressure. That became my edge. Then, in 2001, came the moment. Our star quarterback, Drew Bledsoe, a guy everyone loved, went down with a serious injury. Suddenly, it was my turn. The moment I had visualized 1,000 times in my head since I was a kid in San Mateo. Was I nervous? Of course, but I was also ready. My entire life had been a preparation for this opportunity. I stepped onto that field not just to fill in, but to lead. I led the team with the only things I knew how: discipline, relentless preparation, and a calm, unwavering belief in our process. That season, we did the impossible. We won the Super Bowl. People were shocked. They called it a fluke, a Cinderella story. But it wasn't. It was the result of everything that came before it. The hard work, the bench sitting, the draft day slide. It all led to that moment. And we just kept winning. More Super Bowls, MVP seasons, unforgettable playoff comebacks. We built a dynasty that spanned decades. Through it all, the doubts never fully went away. They said it was luck. They said it was the coach, Bill Belichick. They called me a system quarterback, as if I were just a cog in a machine. They said I couldn't win without that specific system, that specific coach. For 20 years, I heard the whispers. So, I decided to answer them. I left New England, the only home I'd ever known in the NFL. I went to Tampa Bay. A new team, a new coach, a whole new challenge. Many people thought I was done, that it was the end of the road. They said I was too old, that the magic was gone. They were ready to write the final chapter of my career, but I was ready to write a new one. In my first year with the Buccaneers, we won the Super Bowl. Again, why? Because greatness isn't about being the most gifted. It's not about being the first pick. Greatness is about consistency. It's about showing up every single day, ready to work when no one is watching. Greatness is about preparation. It's the thousands of hours in the film room, on the practice field, building the mental and physical strength to execute when the pressure is at its peak. And most of all, greatness is about believing in yourself, truly and deeply, especially when nobody else does. It's about hearing the doubts and using them as fuel for your fire. My name is Tom Brady. I wasn't the fastest. I wasn't the strongest. I was the 199th pick. And my story is proof that it doesn't matter where you start. It only matters how you finish. It's the greatest underdog story in the history of sports, and I was lucky enough to live it. Thanks for watching and letting me share my journey with you. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more. Never let anyone tell you what you can't do.